So I told my dad and my mom, I'm going to go to school with or without money.
Money.
And so after I had cried, I cleaned my face, I picked my bag. The only money I had then was contributions from church members. It was a
Okay.
Sunday, and I'd gone to church. I used to sing in the choir. So when you are going to
Which church
school,
was this?
then it was called Bethel Faith Missions.
Bethel Faith.
Yeah, one of these charismatic churches. So people had given me money.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the money I'd been given in church and I took out just enough to be able to pay for my bus fare from Kaneshie to Agri Memorial. And I gave the rest of the money to my mom that used this to take care of the younger ones. And when I got to Agri Memorial, I alighted and I walked from Agri to Ghana National. There was nothing in my chop box, no money in my pocket. This was second term of my first year in senior high school. And that same term was when they sacked me to go home for fees.
So you made that trip?
And I made that trip to Konongo through Kumasi and got...
That's what, a 13 to 15-year-old?
I think I was about 13 years. And that was the first time I was taking a trip to Konongo through Cape Coast. I had been to Konongo once from Accra. And so it was a very different route for me. And I nearly got lost. So I had to keep my eyes open so that they didn't pass my father's junction. Yeah, but those were one of the most trying times because when I got to my dad, he was like, I don't have money. When you were going, I told you I didn't have money. And you still went. Now you have come. I don't have money for you. Mm-hmm. And it was so bad that at the time he said, even food to eat, I don't have. So I have some seed yams here. So every day you can have a bit of seed yams. So for like 5 days, I'll wake up every day, I would cook seed yams with salt and I would eat it. And on the fifth day, miraculously, my mom showed up
in
Konongo. She showed up in Konongo because I was sacked home for fees on a Friday, and I was like, I can't go back to my mom in Accra. She probably doesn't have what to eat. So if I go to her, what am I going to say? So I decided to go to my dad, but not knowing that she had also decided that when I was going to school that term, I didn't have anything. So she had gathered a few things and given it to one of my uncles to come visit me that weekend. And he got to school and was told that, oh, she was sacked home for fees. And it took my uncle a really long time to go back home to tell my mom that when I went, she was not in school because he didn't have any idea where I was. And he knew my mom was going to be really disturbed. But eventually he had to tell her. And my mom went into panic mode. And that was when she went around to borrow money and decided to come.